What it do, lads? We just saw the most important pay-per-view of the year, and they stuck the landing. AEW stuck the landing. That's all that matters. We have somebody here that's very happy with the show. We have somebody that's less than thrilled.
It was good. Great pay-per-view.
This is going to be a rare review where I think that we may be the only one on YouTube to have an individual that didn't love the ending.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I'm here to make it fun. I'm here to make it a good time. I'm here to be different. You know, I just got to be different. It's what I do. That's what all the CM Punk fans say to me. You just have to be different. I do. Okay. It's going to be fun.
I think that this was a pay-per-view of up and downs. This is not pay-per-view of the year. This is the longest pay-per-view.
I think even if, well, maybe not if Darby won, but I just feel like I like Double or Nothing better.
This is the longest pay-per-view of all time. 6 hours.
What I thought was interesting, though, and Minnie said the same thing, is it didn't feel like that to me.
It didn't feel like it whatsoever.
It flowed so well.
The pay-per-view before that was WrestleMania 35.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that WrestleMania. And how much of a fucking slog it was to get through. This didn't feel like that whatsoever. Mm-hmm. We're not going to talk about 0 Hour because once again, we got 6 hours of pay-per-views to get through.
Yeah.
On this review, we're just going to start.
Shit to talk about.
We're going to start with the opener. Very shocked at this opener. Very shocked that the Ops and the Death Riders opened up this trios title match for the pay-per-view. I didn't like it. I didn't like that.
Low key, lowest of low keys, right? When the Death Riders came out at first and you were like, oh my God, I thought it was Mox. There was a part of me for like half a second that was like, oh, Mox is winning.
My heart sank. My heart sank when they had the Death Riders show up because I was like, oh no, they're doing Moxley versus Hangman first, which means that Moxley's winning. You're not going to do Hangman win at the very beginning.
Yeah, but I was like, oh.
I was so upset, and then it was like, oh yeah, of course, we got the trios match. I don't think that this should have opened. I think that there was multiple other ones that could have opened. I think that this is arguably the weakest match on the card.
Well, they had quadruple 6 main events, so they
yeah,
had to have all those at the
end. But the Ops end up beating the Death Riders with this match basically being Wheeler Yuta taking 90% of the punishment.
As fucking always, I need y'all to put more respect on Wheeler Yuta, bro, because he does so much, and y'all love to watch him get fucked up.
Yeah.
He doesn't get fucked up unless he allows it. So I need more Wheeler Yuta respect, because when he just like breathes and everybody's like, fuck you, Yuta, like y'all rude.
I hear that. If Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa wouldn't fuck him up, I don't think that there's much that you can do there. Gabe Kidd is replacing Pac in this match because they had to find another Newcastle fan. I think that was the requirement. And then Jon Moxley liked that he was bald. Very interested to see what ends up happening with Gabe Kidd, but this was all to set up that Samoa Joe would be taken out.
Yeah.
What was weird about it is they don't take out Hobbs and Shibata. Like they beat them up, but they don't take them out because they Pillmanize Samoa Joe, and I thought that was obviously leading to Joe not being in the main event, but that would lead to Hobbs and Shibata still being in the main event. We didn't get that. I don't think that this exactly hit what it was supposed to do.
No, but I also think that like, and maybe it might, I guess, be because like he can't wrestle, but like I do think not having Hook involved was a mistake.
Yeah, 100%.
If he's able to like just, walk out there.
Right, he showed up in Double or Nothing.
Yeah. So if he's able to like do that, that's all he needs to do. He didn't need to wrestle, but I think they should have included Hook in this whole storyline to kind of take the Ops out that way. Like you still could have taken Samoa Joe out, but if like Hook came in, it was like, I hate all you because you replaced me. That could have at least explained like 100%. What they were doing.
100%.
During the main event, they didn't do that, which I do think is a mistake because it also gave them like another story other than just like, I hate Jon Moxley.
Yeah, I think if you're not going to have Shibata and Hobbs involved, they should have got taken out.
Yeah.
Then we go to the men's casino gauntlet. I thought there was going to be more surprises here.
Yeah. But
we did get a couple of surprises.
We did get the slow return, not the full return of the Bang Bang Gang.
Bang Bang Gang.
The Bang Bang Gang.
We got Juice Robinson,
a
beardless Juice Robinson.
That was scary.
Yeah.
I don't like the no beard. I'm used to the beard. The no beard kind of scares me. He looked like he walked out of like the 80s.
Yeah. They continue to set up MJF and Mark Briscoe. They continue to do MJF and Mystico, which is probably Forbidden Door, I would imagine.
Probably.
If not, just another Mexico show.
Yeah.
But probably Forbidden Door, I would imagine. Please do a mask versus hair match. Shave MJF. MJF bald to the bone.
Oh.
All right. But we would see who else returned?
The guns, kind
The
of.
guns returned. Was there anybody else? I think that was it.
Yeah.
I think that was it.
I was praying for Jay White, but it wasn't happening.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping that we may see Eddie Kingston involved. Unfortunately, he was not.
I called that too. I told y'all I don't think he's ready yet.
MJF takes advantage of what Mark Briscoe had done to Roddy Strong, throwing him out and getting the pin on Roddy. And MJF has won the Casino Gauntlet. That
I felt
told
like
me
this was one of the more predictable ones.
Absolutely, that told me what was happening in the main event. I predicted both Casino Gauntlets.
You did.
Because I think that they were the right picks. Very predictable.
Fair.
And I get people being upset about that, but I do think that this was
it's
the
predictable,
right choices.
but sometimes just like there's a clear right choice,
yeah.
and that makes it predictable, and that is what it is. But you'd rather than be predictable and make the right choice than be unpredictable and make a wrong one, and then it's dumb, which we'll get to later.
Well, kind of what Christian was last year. It was very unpredictable, and I don't think that was the right decision.
It didn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we got something that was
we want to talk about unpredictable,
soul crushing.
Probably the wrong choice.
No. Before that, soul crushing.
Oh, sorry.
Adam Cole's announcement that he has to relinquish.
I had
the
tears.
TNT
I was trying to hold it back. I felt so bad.
That was a rough one. Cole announced that he was too injured, and that he was going to be gone for a while, and that he couldn't even think about retirement right now. But if this is goodbye, he thanks all the fans for following him through all these
Basically
promotions.
saying that it may go that way.
We did find out that Cole is dealing with another concussion. I guess he suffered at the Collision show in Garland, Texas.
Yeah.
Very, very sad. Cole gives up the TNT Championship, and then we get a four-way. Kyle Fletcher, Sammy Guevara, Daniel Garcia, and no one predicted this. The winner, the new TNT champion, Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah, that, you can't convince me.
There's been a lot of people that have been really, I think way more people are excited about this than I thought.
I think you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
I totally get why they did it. It's in Texas. It was a really feel-good moment. I totally get it. I don't think that Sammy has that connection to Texas like Dustin does.
No.
I'm the biggest Sammy and Danny fan and Kyle fan. So this was a really tough one for me because this match was pretty much booked perfect for me outside of Dustin, who I still like. I still love Dustin.
I like Dustin Rhodes. I have zero issues with Dustin Rhodes, and Dustin Rhodes is good.
Yeah.
I just, I don't understand. I still think, I get it, Kyle was the heel, so you don't want to do that. You want a feel-good moment. Yeah. You want a good pick. But it was to me, I feel like Garcia was the better feel-good pick for this because respectfully, outside of Texas, this isn't a thing that, fans are going to connect to as much. But I think Garcia, who also has the connection with Cole and had the moment with Cole before the match, would have made more sense once you also leave Texas.
Also, I didn't think about this till just this moment.
Okay.
This is going to go on TikTok.
Oh, God.
What if Kyle, beats the ever-living shit out of Dustin?
Probably.
Say Dynamite, Collision, whatever. At the maximum, this goes to Forbidden Door. And Kyle just beats the piss out of Dustin.
Okay.
And then we could see this lead to, obviously, Sammy going after Kyle.
To make Sammy a babyface, in defense of Dustin.
Right, and then Danny as well. You could have Sammy and Danny kind of team up a little bit, or you could have Sammy end up helping Kyle attack Dustin and him join Don Callis family. But get Garcia out of that Don Callis family.
No, also keep Garcia out. No, don't put him in another group.
Garcia, no Garcia in the Don Callis family. I said
Sammy Guevara, keep him out of the Don Callis family. If you put him in one more motherfucking big ass stable of dumbass families, I'm going to kill myself. I cannot.
I think.
No, don't do it.
I think they might do that.
Do not do it. Do not do it. Do not do it, TK. Do not do it. It's awful. It's an awful. Cancel the TikTok. That's awful. No. Do not do it.
The TikTok will be posted.
I know, but don't do it. No, don't do that.
I totally get why we had the Von Erichs and Sammy kind of lift him up, give him his big moment, give him his flowers in Texas. It's a really cool moment in a vacuum for Dustin, and I am very happy for Dustin for that. I don't think that this was necessarily the right decision. I think that this should have been Kyle Fletcher's crowning moment.
The vacuum is Texas, and that's it. Once you're out of Texas,
and honestly, I like Texas, or Kyle lives in Chicago. Oh, yeah. Dynamite's in Chicago. I could see Kyle being like, let's fight right now.
That's fair.
And then maybe, honestly, even like Sammy like
You think
accidentally.
Chicago like adopts Kyle because he's dating Sky?
Kind of, yeah. He lives in Chicago now, so he's kind of adopted Chicago.
That's fair.
And that could also happen on Collision. That could be a big change on Collision to make Collision more of like a must-watch.
Yeah.
I could also see Sammy accidentally costing Dustin, and that could kind of lead to actually Sammy was doing this all on purpose. And that could even be Sammy not joining Don Callis family, just Sammy being jealous of Dustin.
Right.
And that lead to a whole feud there. There's a lot of ways that they could go with this. I'll have to think about it a little bit more. But I didn't necessarily love this decision.
Didn't love it at all. Next match, I was a little surprised it was this early. Swerve and Osprey versus the Young Bucks. However, I did predict this properly.
Yes. Swerve and Osprey. I thought that the Bucks were winning. I convinced myself that the Bucks were going to win, possibly with Jack Perry.
But we got to talk about... Oh, don't even get me started. We got to talk about... So, Swerve and Osprey do get the EVP titles. When Swerve was like, you guys get, the fans get the EVP. I thought that was just like, we're taking their power away and just like the power's back in what the fans want. I didn't realize it was like, we're going to be EVPs, but we're going to do shit for you guys.
Yeah,
I didn't read it that
I didn't
way.
register that either.
No, Swerve, we need to be more clear, sweetie. I didn't get that. I don't know what they're going to, I do feel like that changes a lot.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, so now they're in charge? Like, but how, like, are they going to actually, like, be in charge, like, making matches? Or is it just, like, they can, like, change shit for the fun of it? Like, as stuff happens, like, in storylines. Like, honestly, I don't know how in charge they're going to be.
I think on Dynamite, they should just go and say, we are removing our, like, they should be like, we are now EVPs. Actually, it'll probably be Swerve because something happens in the main event here. But Swerve should just be like, we are the EVPs. I talked to Osprey. We're removing ourselves as EVPs because we're
just getting rid of the title.
We're killing it right now. It's a Horcrux.
Sure.
That would kind of be nice.
Sure.
But this match, I'm surprised that more people aren't talking about this match because I really, really love this match. I liked it more than another match that people are talking about. I think Swerve and Osprey. I mean, this is a Swerve and Osprey Young Bucks match. It's exactly what we thought it was going to be.
This is my match of the night.
That's crazy. It was flippy shit. It was wild. It was, it was exactly what you expected out of these four.
Yeah.
The Young Bucks have been, the Young Bucks have always been one of the best tag teams of all time, but they have been operating on another level in 2025.
Yeah.
They feel like old school, great Young Bucks, PWG, ROH, very beginning of AEW Young Bucks. And it's really nice to see them go up against Osprey and Swerve, who had two very cool entrances. And then the Young Bucks did their Founding Fathers entrance.
Yeah, which was awesome.
Which was pretty entertaining.
It was iconic. I'm sorry. It was iconic.
Osprey does the Assassin's Creed, and Swerve has JoJo sing him out for his old theme.
That took me several seconds.
Yeah.
To realize who she was. I'm looking at her, I was like, I know that face. Who is that person? And just like not expected.
And with AEW doing the Fireflies in the background, it's a really cool moment where, you can go, Bray's just a WWE guy, but it's like, that's kind of like the wrestling world all coming together.
Yeah.
Really, really cool moment. Swerve and Osprey get the win. There was about 49 different near falls that I bid on almost every single one of them.
That doesn't bother me. I feel like people point those out a lot. Like, because I saw a couple people mention it in this one where there was like, I think Osprey kicked out of like a couple super kicks or like something, or EVP trigger, whatever. And I'm just like, I didn't even notice that. Like, I don't sit there and count the EVP triggers or count the super kicks or like any of that. Like, I don't count how many finishers you kick out of. Like, I don't know why that matters so much to people. I thought it was a great match.
Not for this match. I think it can when it's like, if somebody hit 7 different tombstones and then one person beat them with a, knee to the face or something.
If it's super uneven, sure, but they all were doing it.
But that's what I was going to say.
Everyone.
Everyone was hitting out of everything.
It did not bother me whatsoever.
Matt Jackson is the king of, in a normal one-on-one match, Matt Jackson is not crazy. You put Matt Jackson in a big-ass tag match, and he's kicking out of every single finisher. Matt Jackson is, Super Cena level, and he's always been like that.
Fair.
I think that these sequences, Osprey and Swerve, Osprey genuinely, I need him to hear this. Osprey, wherever you are, lad, become a tag team wrestler at some point in your life. Like like a year or two dedication to the tag team scene, because he is so good at doing tag moves and finding what works with the other partner. He's now done it with Kenny. He did it with Hangman. He's doing it with Swerve. They have such great chemistry. Osprey genuinely could be the greatest tag team wrestler of all time outside of Jeff Hardy, because I will not hear otherwise. But actually, Will Osprey, get Jeff on AEW. We need y'all.
We tried that, it didn't work.
Will Osprey and Swerve could be a great tag team. This was a really good match.
I've seen a lot of people hope that they stick with it on some level.
I don't think that they will.
I don't think they will too much, but I think it would be fun to like go back to at some point.
Yeah, it's just Osprey. Just get in there, man. Just get in with the tag. Just please, for the love of God.
And then the other one that you predicted properly, the women's casino gauntlet. We did have Athena winning the gauntlet. She pinned Mina. Yep. Felt that was kind of rude. We did have Alex Windsor in it.
We had Alex Windsor in it. We had Shuri in it.
She did not win, unfortunately.
No. I think
she had a really good showing, though.
I think Athena absolutely should have been the person. This makes total sense for what I was saying earlier in a video, where I think that Athena winning didn't mean that Mercedes was going to win. We even had chat be like, well, that means Mercedes is winning. I was like, no, it doesn't. I think Athena would be the perfect person to beat Tony.
If it was that obvious, they wouldn't have done it. They wouldn't have had that be before it. They would have opened with Mercedes Tony.
I think MJF winning kind of told you that Hangman was winning.
I don't agree.
But I think that Athena was the perfect person. Did we have any other like big return? Oh yeah, we had the return of Harley Cameron, which was a really good spot. I was surprised.
Ty was in the gauntlet, which I was really excited about.
I was surprised of the women that were involved but weren't in the gauntlet, because we only got that with.
I like that they did that though, because they're really starting to put together some stables, some groups, some trios, some tag teams in the women's division. I do think he is, if not decided, I think he's testing the waters of a women's tag title belt. But I liked it because he really put as many women in there as he could. Yeah. He, like, if you had a friend and you were in the gauntlet, your friend was coming out with you.
I think not only do we want, women tag titles, I do think women's stables is something that we really want to see. And like, I would love to see Ty J as a tag team, but then Harley's a part of this group, and like they're helping Harley try to get the TBS title or something. Yeah. That would make me really, really happy. Yeah. We get that all the time for men. How many fucking stables in AEW are there for men? It's not just, oh, well, they're a tag team, so no other person can be in. Right. I'd love to see that. Deanna's, of course, talked about wanting to be in a stable.
I think they may align Julia Hart and Sky with Tekla, because they had a couple moments together there. They may align them as a little bit of a stable, whereas obviously Tekla's going to go after Aminata. She may go after the TBS title at one point, and maybe Julia and Sky go after the tag team titles.
Yeah. By the way, probably the MVP of this gauntlet was Queen Aminata.
She's great.
I think that I preferred the women's gauntlet over the men's.
I did too.
It just had a better flow to it.
I've seen a lot of people say that too. Yeah. They like the women's a lot more.
Yeah, it just had a better flow to it. Love the winner. It was actually a little bit shorter. It was about almost 8 minutes shorter.
I guess so.
Yeah, I think Athena winning was the perfect choice. Honestly, I thought that I was pretty convinced once she won that she was cashing in the same night. That obviously doesn't happen. Yeah. Then we get to the tag match between the Hurt Syndicate, Jet Speed, and the Patriarchy.
I'm mad about it. Jet Speed deserves better.
We have FTR on commentary.
That was also, my ears deserve better. That was awful.
I'm not gonna lie, they were kind of funny on commentary. Cash was really trying to pop himself a lot.
He needs to stop. You're the only one, because you might pop yourself. No one's popping with you. You need to stop.
I popped a little for Cash. I ain't popped for Dax. Dax was a little weird on commentary.
Dax is not funny. Dax is weird.
But the Hurt Syndicate kind of pie face FTR before the match is over. They get the pin. Did they pin Nick Wayne? I want to say they like probably destroyed Nick Wayne.
Yeah, well, they should. That was good.
So the Hurt Syndicate keep the titles. Makes me wonder if that's going to be Swerve and Osprey against them next. It's very interesting to see where they go next. Yeah. But the big moment was after the match, we see FTR going in to attack Christian. Mm-hmm. Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian stop them. And that is because Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian want to turn on Christian. They turn Shayna, Mother Wayne, slaps Christian in the face, and they go for the concerto, and we get the return of Adam Copeland.
Look, I've been telling y'all Nick Wayne ain't shit. I've been telling you him and his mother, they both ain't shit. I've been telling you that. And respectfully, Kip Sabian, he just there. No one gives a shit.
I love Kip Sabian.
No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit.
I want to give a ton of flowers to Christian here because they were supposed to do FTR versus Cope and Christian for All In, and that they were setting up for that. And Christian said, no, it's too soon, and I want to play out this Nick Wayne storyline.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that he didn't throw Nick Wayne to the side, who would probably just be doing some random,
I would have.
He'd just be doing some random, like junior heavyweight style stuff on Collision or something. Instead, he is now a much bigger heel. He got a fleshed out story with Christian. I think he's in a much better position now. I'm very intrigued to see probably Christian versus Nick Wayne before we get to Cope and Christian versus FTR.
Yeah.
But as Cope clears house, he did hit the Jeff Hardy and Penta, had to get his little shit in. To save Christian.
It took him so long. He ran the side of the stage. He did his whole little
Gotta get your
thing.
shit in.
He did everything he could to take his time.
Gotta get your shit in.
Bro.
And obviously that is to go against FTR, who turned on Cope and took him out for that long.
Yeah.
Then Cope tells Christian to go find himself. Go find yourself.
Sure.
So now I think that this will probably be Christian. I don't think that
I think Christian, actually, you know what? Let's back up. Adam. What does Christian have to find? Christian is goated. Nick Wayne
I agree.
is a bastard.
Wow.
He's a child. He's a fucking child.
Yes, but that doesn't mean
you could snap him like a twig. And I think we should.
Probably no, but Bobby,
I think we should. Oh my god, I loved when Bobby picked him up and threw him into the barricade like a fucking rag doll. That shit was great.
Brother, the Shelton spot on Mike Bailey, doing the German over the rope.
That was crazy.
Hurt Syndicate are fucking crazy, dude.
They are insane. They are great. You're both incredibly talented, and you look the same as you did at 25. However,
it's insane, yeah.
Throwing Nick Wayne into the barricade like a fucking rag doll you're chucking into the trash was great. It was a beautiful moment. Anyway, Christian deserves better. Yeah. I don't think he needs to find himself, Copeland. I think you need to find yourself. And by find yourself, I mean you need to find yourself with some better people. Maybe less FTR. Maybe somebody a little cooler. I think Nick Wayne needs to find himself. Maybe find himself outside or in catering. And then you just sit there.
We got we're gonna get Copeland. I think that also the go find yourself is to play out some time, finish this Christian Nick Wayne story, so that they can kind of get this past Forbidden Door, and then we're right on the way to Cope and Christian versus FTR at All Out in Canada, where they will get.
I keep forgetting it's so far apart this year.
Yes, they're gonna get an insane pop in Canada.
Yeah.
Christian
better. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Oh my god,
keep forgetting
it's gonna be crazy.
Should we go to Canada?
Honestly, I'm down. I think that Christian did this right, and I think that Christian deserves a lot of flowers because I think that it's going to be way better to do this in Canada than to do this at All In. I don't think everything needs to happen at All In, and sometimes every promotion can kind of do that where they're like, all of our big stories are happening at their big event, and then it's like, shit, all right, so we actually don't have much coming out of this, and a lot of stories can kind of be a little bit lackluster. I like that they're keeping this as a long-term story. Shout out Christian, but the Hurt Syndicate keep the titles. I really don't know who's taking them off.
Justice for Jet Speed, bro.
Justice for Jet Speed.
I'm sad.
I do hope that Jet Speed get another shot at these titles, but I don't know if they will.
If they break them up or something, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm a little scared.
I will be pissed. I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed.
I'm a little scared.
Don't do it.
I need the Hurt Syndicate to win the championships, but I do think
Jet Speed to win the championship?
Yeah, I need Jet Speed to win the championships, but I do think that MJF is going to end up costing Hurt Syndicate on accident, and that will have the Hurt Syndicate cost MJF the world title.
Works for me.
But I just don't know who is going to be that tag team on the other end.
Jet Speed.
Will it be Jet Speed or will it be Swerve and Osprey?
Jet Speed.
I think time will tell.
Jet Speed.
I'm down for Jet Speed, bro. Then we have what I would say, in my personal opinion, is the second best match of the night. I love this match.
I hear that.
Timeless Tony Storm versus Mercedes. They both get a very big entrance. Mercedes coming out in a car with a gigantic dress of all of the women that she has defeated, or robe, sorry, of all of the women that she has defeated.
That was cool. She has such really cool, like, creative ideas for, like, intricate, like, clothing choices or, like, entrance choices, like, in-ring moves. Like, they're very detailed and specific, and I really like that.
And we would see a lot of kissing in this match. In
I kind of like that.
Areas where I didn't think
how Tony. Yeah, that was crazy. I kind of like that Tony has done that. She did it with Mariah. She did it with Mercedes now. Kind of end it with a kiss right before the big finisher that does end the match.
Yeah.
I don't think she should do it every time because I think it's
No.
a giveaway. But I think for the really big, like, important matches, the important feuds, I like that she ended both of them that way.
Yep.
It was pretty cool.
Yep.
I do think this was a really, really good match. I do think Toni was the right pick, and I do feel like we may, like you said, start to see the downfall of Mercedes losing some titles. I believe Rev Pro, they just scheduled her for a title match for, and she may lose that title.
She is facing Sapphire Reed. I'm very, very excited. A very young UK wrestler that just went over Nina Samuels at Pro Wrestling Eve. She has a lot of potential, and I would really love to see if she is the one to beat Mercedes.
It's also going to be huge for all of these indie wrestlers that now get to take titles off Mercedes. That's going to skyrocket
Crazy. It's almost like that was the fucking plan. It's almost like that was the fucking plan.
Probably.
To fucking put all these women over.
It's going to be so crazy. It's going to be awesome for those women who get to now
going to be
beat
so
Mercedes cool. and move forward.
And arguably, no diss to anybody else that they've ever had, but probably going to put on the best match of their careers.
Yeah.
While taking the titles off of Mercedes. It's going to be fucking awesome because Mercedes is one of the best goddamn wrestlers in the world. Not male or female, just one of the best goddamn wrestlers in the world. She has nearly not missed whatsoever in the past year on this insane run. Yeah. She comes in undefeated, loses to Toni, who I think should have won because she is the representation of AEW. I think personally they were kind of making Mercedes kind of the representation of WWE, of trying to take over a world domination thing.
I don't know if it fully goes WWE, but I definitely think it is like the outsider who comes in and wins everything, and it's like you can't win what is truly AEW until you become truly AEW.
And that's why I do think that I've been saying. I think that Mercedes ends up going on this downfall. She finds herself, she changes herself, and then when she goes back up for that women's championship, she is a baby face, possibly even beating Toni Storm. I think don't have her beat Toni for the title, because obviously that's going to be a while. I think that this should be a long story. I think whoever has the title, whatever, but have her beat Toni in like the semis for the Owen and being like, oh, now I know I can do this.
Right.
I do think that the woman to beat Timeless Toni Storm is Athena, and I think it's happening sooner than we think.
And it also the pop for her was insanity when she came out. No, for Athena.
Oh, for Athena. Oh yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah. I think Sean Ross Sapp was the one who tweeted and he was like, "This was not a pop.
Yeah.
This was a roar."
Oh yeah.
The crowd went insane.
Yeah.
For her, and she said she is now full-time AEW.
Yes. Yes.
So I don't know if she's gonna lose that Ring of Honor title soon, or if they're just gonna have her maybe relinquish it.
I think she's gonna lose that title to her minion.
Really?
I think she's losing it to Billy. Some way, somehow. I don't know when their next big show is, but I think that will be what's happens.
Yeah.
Fair. Honestly, she may keep both. She may be women's champion and ROH champion.
She said full-time AEW, so I don't know if that means like she's on all the AEW stuff and also Ring of Honor, but I took that as only AEW.
Yeah, that's fair. AEW doesn't put a ton of love into the Ring of Honor, where like their champions are still showing on.
Right. So I just didn't know.
a lot of their shows they don't have on ROH. They don't have their champions on there.
Yeah.
But I also love. I mean, I bit on 90% of the near falls here as well. Just I could not. Every single time I was, oh my god, Mercedes went. Oh my god, Tony's went. And I love that it wasn't the small package this time.
Yeah.
It was a top rope pile driver.
Yeah.
Something that we really have not seen out of Toni.
Yeah.
That was a gorgeous way of ending it. I think it's like, all right, I'm able to do this one thing to put over all these women, and it's like, nah, Mercedes, you have to
go the extra mile.
You have to go that extra mile to beat her.
Yeah.
It was great.
Next match was one that I was very much looking forward to because of what we've been doing on Patreon. So if you're watching this on our Patreon, then you already know what I'm going to talk about. But if you're watching this on our YouTube and you're not on our Patreon, well, we did match reacts to all 4 of the previous Okada Omega matches, the whole series. I had never seen any of them. And so we did match react to those. If you're watching on Patreon, you will see this come out later today from the day that you're viewing this, where I'm going to do a video on TikTok ranking the 5 of them. And I've seen some other people rank them, and I think, as per normal, because what else is different in my life, I will have a different ranking than most other people. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's already out, so go look at the TikTok. I like this match. I think, if I'm not gonna a slight hint into my rankings here, but the only thing that I really didn't like about this match and took me out of this match a little bit, and to be fair, I think you have to watch the New Japan matches in order to feel this way. I didn't like all of the extra interference. I was okay with Don Callis just hitting him in the head at the beginning or whatever, but the fucking Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta and all the extra stuff that was Don Callis family, I didn't like all that being in there because they don't have that in any of the other matches. All the other 4 are just really good quality matches without a ton of interference. And so I feel like from an AEW perspective, I get it. You want the run-ins. You want people getting involved. Don Callis' family's huge. It makes sense for that to happen because Okada's in the group, whatever. But looking at from somebody who has seen the other ones, I think a lot of those fans, a lot of New Japan fans, were really excited about Omega Okada 5 to follow the other 4. And it just kind of took away from that a little bit. Especially if this is supposed to be the last one. I feel like that takes you out a little bit.
I've seen a lot of people wonder if this is going to be the last one.
I've seen a couple people be like, too much interference. We got to do one more. Yeah. We got to do one more.
But they were building it as this is the last one.
They were. I do think since so many people were try again, they may do one more before. I feel like whichever one of them retires first, which from the sounds of it seems like it might be Kenny. I feel like during that last few months or last year or whatever, they may do one more to go out on. This may be Kenny may choose Okada as the last match.
100%.
So I do think we may see one more whenever it comes time for Kenny or Okada to retire or something. If not before that, obviously they could do it before that. But I feel like if nothing else, they may do a 6th one because they're also tied. It's 2-2-1.
Yeah.
So I feel like they may do that, and that may be Kenny's, I think it would be cool if it's Kenny's final thing. Is his final match as he puts over Okada and Okada comes out 3-2-1. 3-2-1.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I did really I like the match. I just hate Don Callis.
I think the match is great. I do think that it wasn't what I
fear it was the AEW version.
100%. It was definitely the AEW version. I don't have it as high as I think many other people that I've seen because I've seen a lot of people be like, that's 5 stars.
To me, really? I've seen a lot of people not love it as much.
I think it's a great match. I think it's a 4-star match.
We should switch Twitters.
Maybe. I think it's a great match. I think that they did a lot of callbacks to all 4 of their matches, which was great. Yeah. I didn't love the interference. I do love that Okada won. I think that Okada should have been the winner to have the unified title. I think to go up against Takeshita. And it was very interesting. So after this match, they do the press conference. And they were talking about how now that this is a combined title, so now this is also taking the Continental Championship into it. And if you have interference in a Continental Championship, you are immediately fired. So
I didn't even know that. Okay.
So if you get involved, you'd be fired. So Don, if this was a Continental Championship match, he'd be fired. So now with the unified title, Don cannot get involved. Don, of course, says that, oh my God, this is an amazing idea, blah, blah, because he's a scumbag. But Okada, I think, looked a little worried. Oh. And I think that that's either going to Okada Omega, again, with no interference, or I think that is Okada Takeshita. And I definitely think that we're going towards Okada Takeshita because Don said in the press conference, he said, Okada, he's one of the best wrestlers of all time. He is the best Japanese professional wrestler there is on the planet. And he's got another one in his group that has a really good argument for that.
He already picked Kyle over Takeshita. Now he's going to pick Okada over Takeshita. I think Takeshita is going to revolt at some point.
I think the G1, he's going to come back. I think that maybe, honestly, they've embraced Okada a little too much into the group. And Takeshita is going to feel like the odd man out. And he's going to go against Okada.
All you gotta do is put those really baggy pants on again, go out there shirtless, and the women will let you know how powerful you are. Twitter will let you know.
So will Kyle.
And then Takeshita's wife,
Yuka
is gonna fight
you
Kyle.
are rival. Yeah.
She might fight Kyle.
But yeah, no, this was still a very, very good match.
It was. I can't believe it was 30 minutes. I thought it would go 25, maybe 30, but I was a little worried. Everybody else thought it wouldn't go that long.
I didn't think it was going to go that long. I thought it was only going to go about 20. As much as, dude, I love Kenny. He is one of my favorites of all time. I do think that from all of the stories of how hard it is right now for Kenny to like just wrestle.
Yeah.
On just a normal match, I do think that we saw that a little bit.
Yeah.
And it really makes me sad because we got Wrestle Dynasty and even like the match against Takeshita, and I was like, he's not losing this step.
Yeah.
I mean, he may not be going balls to the wall, Wrestle Kingdom Kenny every single match, but like he wasn't doing that normally in AEW. It wasn't Wrestle Kingdom level Kenny, but like when he turned it on, he was turning it on. And I think that this match was good. It was solid. But I don't think it was that, and I really hope that that's just a one-off, and it's not.
Can I be honest? I think he saves it for New Japan. Because
maybe
he doesn't, the matches aren't set up the same. There's stuff like the interference and whatever that kind of changes the outlook of the match.
Yeah.
And I feel like he definitely goes hard in AEW. But I feel like all of like his craziest spots, the coolest shit I've ever seen from Kenny Omega, it's all in New Japan.
Yeah.
I feel like he still goes hard in AEW. I'm not saying it's anything against AEW, but I think New Japan has just been different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he saves a little bit of that extra crazy shit for New Japan matches.
I think it's different when he faces somebody like Osprey, he faces somebody like Danielson in AEW, and I kind of expected the same out of Okada, but I was also tempering my expectations to go, I know that this is not going to be what everyone is expecting it to be, and I think that that's exactly what we got. We got a very good to great match that wasn't necessarily, this is, to me, this is the lowest one out of the 5, for me personally, but I still thought that this was extremely solid. It didn't have the pace that I was kind of delusionally hopeful for, but it was still a very, very great match because these are two of the best wrestlers of all time, and Okada going over was the right decision.
I agree. That photo of him, did you see it?
Of course.
He's like,
he's such a dick,
an icon.
bro.
He's an icon.
He's such a dick, and it's so funny because Kenny was always the heel.
Yeah, it's great.
And now Okada plays a better heel than Kenny does.
Yeah, because he's just a dick, and it's great.
Then we get to it. I mean, what to say about one of the greatest main events of all time. One of the best matches of the year, if not match of the year. Emotional, violent, peak. This is cinema. This is cinema right here. WrestleMania 40, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, eat your fucking heart out.
Oh, wow,
eat your fucking heart out with the fork that Hangman Page uses seconds into this match to stab holes into Jon Moxley's head. All right. Blood was fucking squirting out like he just peeled an orange. Right. It was phenomenal. This match was a beautiful Texas death match. This is probably my favorite Texas death match of all time. And that's saying a lot considering he had the one with Swerve. You get the Death Riders coming in pretty early on.
My sweet Wheeler Yuta.
We get Wheeler Yuta, Claudio, and Gabe Kidd Pillmanizing Will Osprey.
Listen, I'm not okay with that, okay? Well, I am so sorry about my chipmunk. He was not directly involved. It was really Claudio. But Claudio...
He was directly involved.
You're dead to me. Gabe Kidd, you're a little dead to me. Wheeler, you're in timeout. And you're demoted to Squirrel.
To Squirrel.
Okay? I'm upset.
We see the video of Darby Allin on top of Mount Everest.
Darby, which, by the way, we never went back to. Darby with a fucking beard.
Yeah. Which he didn't have.
Never again. Never again.
No, it was bad?
I don't like it. It's weird. It
feels
bad.
Weird.
It feels weird.
It is weird because,
I didn't like it.
I get it because, he wears face paint, so he doesn't, need the beard. But I would kind of just be interested to see what Darby looks like just, out in the world, with a beard.
No, I don't like it. It feels weird. It doesn't make sense. I don't like it at all. He should have brought razors. I mean, he didn't have a beard in the match, so. Thank God. He gets it.
So, yeah, he goes on top of Mount Everest and tells Jon Moxley that he has climbed Everest and now he's coming for him.
So that must be the video Sting was talking about.
Yeah, that was definitely the video
Sting was Sting was like, he sent me a video. I'm not going to tell you all what it is. It's like, okay, well, fuck us. That's fine.
Yeah. I was a little sad that Sting was not involved. But after we see the Darby video, we expect to see, oh, my God, there's Darby. And it's actually a man in a hoodie with a Blue Panther mask.
Which also, can I say something? Is it not kind of funny? He had like Danielson's beard in the video.
Okay.
I wonder if that's why they were like, let's put out Danielson first, because people will think it's still Darby with the beard.
Yeah, no, because I did at first.
However, the way he comes out tells you immediately that it's not Darby, because
it is with the Blue Panther mask. It's Bryan Danielson.
He comes out and we're like, at first I was like, does Darby still have the beard? And then he gets it and immediately goes, oh my God, that's not Darby. Never mind.
And he also has just it doesn't matter whether he's wearing a mask or not. You just see that like child grin on Danielson.
Yeah, he's too excited.
And this was one of the big moments I really, really wanted, was him to hit the psycho knee onto Wheeler Yuta, because he's been using it for so long.
My poor Wheeler.
Smacked Yuta.
Wheeler got smacked the fuck up yesterday.
And then he just starts using the yes kicks on Claudio, on Gabe Kidd, and then we see Darby come down from the rafters. 100% exactly what should have happened.
He did a reference to Sting.
Oh, 100%. I love it. I just thought it was going to be him and Sting.
Yeah.
I'm a little sad that Sting wasn't involved, but I do love that Darby did that.
I'm a little sad that Darby wasn't the guy. So, yeah, we're all sad about something.
The only one. So then Darby comes down from the rafters. Of course, he goes after the Death Riders. Mox is shocked.
Mox truly had the best I have seen a ghost face.
Look.
It was really good.
Mox, if he ever wants to get into acting, would be phenomenal. I don't think he cares about acting whatsoever, but he would be tremendous. So then they do that. Darby and Danielson clear house, and then we get to the Bucks. And obviously, this is all WrestleMania 40. This is Avengers level ending, and they hit the EVP trigger, and Mox tells Marina to go get the briefcase. I don't exactly know why, but Marina goes there.
He's probably gonna take it, hit Hangman with it, and dip.
Probably. Marina goes there, and as she goes to take the briefcase, her hand is now handcuffed, and we see that it's Prince Nana that has handcuffed Marina, and then
it's the chain.
It's the chain. And then we get Swerve coming out, who attacks the Young Bucks. I thought Swerve wasn't actually going to get involved, but because there was no Eddie, because there was no Hook, because there was no all of these people, I think that it made sense for Swerve to come out. He beats up the Bucks with the chain, and then throws the chain over to Hangman.
Yeah.
Hangman is able to defeat Jon Moxley with one of the greatest, chokes of all time.
That shit was crazy. Mox's sell
is all time.
Was insane.
It's all time.
That's up there with Billy at Supercard of Honor like 2 years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
Those are probably the two best sells I've ever seen in my life.
I seen somebody, and sometimes wrestling doesn't need to be like that deep, but I think that this one was, where it was like Moxley, like in that moment, realized he has nobody else to help him.
Yeah.
He is just as every single other person. He is a man that wants to live. He was not ready to die for AEW. He is human, and he is freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Mox has this panic on his face that could probably send people into like almost like a trigger because of like how much he's like panicking
I was
and
sitting
freaking
there kind
out.
of like, this is becoming a lot. Please step out soon.
I seen people go, I immediately felt bad for him. I think that was almost a thing, is like, this horrible evil person is still human, and Mox himself doesn't want to realize that he's human.
If you felt that way, that's how I feel when someone's handcuffed.
Yeah.
I feel like claustrophobic. I feel like it doesn't matter who they are. I'm like, they are the most victim person I've ever seen in my life. And I feel so awful, and I want nothing more than to just get out of there, because something about being handcuffed makes you feel claustrophobic. And I felt that with Mox too, but not something about the handcuffs just triggers me to a new level. But I think that is how people felt.
Yeah, I think it was one of the best sells of all time.
Yeah.
Moxley ends up tapping out. Just such a great, incredible spot. I love that Moxley didn't go out on this badass way or doesn't try to be super cool and something. It was like, no, he is a scared individual of Hangman. And then Hangman opens up the briefcase to reveal the AEW World Championship.
I forgot how pretty it was.
Men's World Championship. That still has Bryan Danielson side plate.
That was a cool detail.
Mox kept his word. He was not.
That was a cool detail.
He didn't give a fuck about the title.
Yeah.
And I know that there were so many people that were so mad that they didn't see the championship. I loved it. I've had so many problems with the Death Rider story. This was never one of them. Moxley not ever caring about the title and it just being the person that had the person that was ready to take over AEW got it from Danielson. He didn't want to be champion. He didn't want the label of champion, even though, you might see that, he's kind of hypocritical, certainly, throughout all of this. I think was beautiful. Hangman holds it up, and Swerve gives him as people have said, like the Disney Channel. Good job, guy. A little smirk to him. It's a beautiful ending.
Yeah.
This was what AEW needed to do. They needed to stick to landing here, and they did.
Very happy for all of you.
As you should be.
Yeah, that's all I got. It was a good match. I'll be quick because I'm not in the same boat as everybody else. I expected a little more. I thought there would be more people, like just more people.
Yeah. I
expected more people. Darby was really quick, and I was sad about it. He literally just came in, scared Mox, coffin drop, and then ran off on Claudio's back. That was it. So I was a little sad about that. I think the only thing that like I really wanted out of it is whatever they did with the Swerve Hangman moment that, like you said, they did perfectly. We didn't get Willow, which I thought was weird.
Right,
to take out Marina.
I do think that we should have got Willow and Stab.
I mean, I get that the guys did, but still, like, I don't know. I expected a little more out of that in that aspect of it. It definitely, like, I mean, I obviously could feel the, like, feel-good moment. The crowd was happy. I totally understand all of those things. I think there's just something that made me a little sad from the day I realized it's not going to be Darby. But I do think, unfortunately, despite my feelings, this was the right decision as far as what the AEW fans wanted. I'm kind of interested to see what happens next. I would kind of want Mox to go babyface.
Yeah.
I want Mox to kind of like shake Hangman's hand and be like, you did it, you are the guy. Like, you can even throw in I was wrong if you want to do that. Or like, you could do it, I always knew you had it in you, I had to bring it out of you, or whatever. But I would kind of like Mox to go babyface and then maybe split up the Death Riders to some extent. I think keeping Mox and Marina together would be cool. But I think like Claudio, Yuta, Gabe, Pac need to go a different direction maybe.
I think that Mox isn't going to do that. I
feel like they're going to keep them together, but I think it would be cool.
I think that originally I had that for Moxley to do that to Darby when I thought that the plan was Darby to shake his hand and be like, this is all I ever wanted was somebody to do this. I don't think that's happening because I think that Darby is now going to get into a program with the Death Riders.
I think they're going to do Darby now, which, can I be honest? Can we not?
Why?
Because I don't give a fuck now. Like, it doesn't do anything now. Like, Hangman's already the guy. You don't need, so now Darby's it's just gonna be like, what, like, Darby should have been Hangman in that spot. It was supposed to be him originally. And like, because it's not, now you just want to like redo it to a lesser extent. Like, I don't like that at all.
I think that what you can do is what the story was supposed to be based off of. It's almost kind of like repainting over the cracks. Like, I think that Moxley and the Death Riders trying to get these guys to step the fuck up, going, all right, cool, Hangman did it, the rest of you fucking failed.
No, I don't like that.
I like the fact of like Darby and Hook and whoever it is being in a blood and guts match with the Death Riders to up their level until Moxley goes, you know what, I can take some time off because AEW's fine now.
No, I hate that. I actually hate that a lot. I hate that so much. I think that is a god-awful idea.
I think that'd be great.
I do not want them to do that at all. That is so stupid to me because that is going from, like, the climactic point, the climax of everything. You hit the ending. You hit the big note. You did all the shit. And then you're just going to, like, redo it in smaller versions. That's so dumb to me. Please don't do that. Please, please, please don't do that.
So then what is it, Claudio and all of them? Are they all supposed to act like nothing ever happened?
No, you can, like, things happen. Obviously, there's fallout and you move on from, like, where we were. But I'm saying don't now just do Darby Mox as a feud. Like, don't just go back into that and be like, oh, well, now I'm going to help you. It's like, no, we already did that. That's done now. Like, don't now try to redo it with everybody else individually. I hate that.
I think that's what they're doing.
I hope not, because I hate that so much.
But no, I thought that this was a perfect ending. This was exactly what AEW needs to do. They're on such a hot streak right now.
Yeah.
This is a momentum that I have not seen in AEW since 2021. And I really like the fact that they're not fucking talking about being the feeling and restoring the feeling. As much as I love you, Danny, And I totally get why Danny did it. Everyone else tried to take it and spin it into their own fucking thing, and it became a dumbass AEW trope. I'm really glad that they are restoring the feeling by just putting on really fucking great matches and stories.
Yeah.
And this now feels like the AEW of old. This feels like one of the best runs AEW has ever been on.
Yeah.
They have not missed outside of a main event of Revolution. It's been really, really good.
Yeah.
And this was
I agree.
This was a perfect.
This was
ending.
definitely one of the best pay-per-views of the year. I still think I like Double or Nothing better.
I think Double or Nothing's better,
But-
and I would still argue that Revolution still might be better. It obviously ends on a very down,
Yeah.
as opposed to this ending on such a high.
Yeah.
But I do think that this is an up and down pay-per-view. I mean, this is. I said at the very beginning, before this was this happened, that this could be pay-per-view of the year. It wasn't that. But the ending, all of the big moments were correct. MJF winning, Athena winning, Tony winning, Hangman winning, Okada winning. All of that was perfect. I think that the other stuff, and maybe Okada Omega wasn't necessarily perfect, but all the other stuff, kind of, hits and misses.
Yeah.
But I think that they got the big stuff right, and that's what mattered.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the smaller things that were like, you could do this, you could do this.
Yeah.
You probably should do this, but they did this. I think that's fine. Yeah, I would give this like probably an 8 or 9.
I'd probably give it like an 8.
I think it's really, really good. It wasn't my favorite. I think Double or Nothing to me was pretty perfect.
Double or Nothing is a hard pay-per-view to top.
Yeah.
That's a truly generational pay-per-view.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, so let us know what you think. Leave us some comments down on your ratings for the pay-per-view. What was your favorite match? All that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching.
Comment Hangman's next opponent, because that's what I'm
Sure.
interested in.
Sure.
Deuces, lads.